Why are you cleaning so much after you have got out of that environment with the narcissist? Well, there's a couple of reasons. First of all, it's a way to really gain control over your environment. When you have got out of the environment with again, whether it's family, whether you may have lived with a narcissist. It could be a roommate, could be a roommate, could be a spouse, could be just an environment that you were in where it was just that narcissistic type of environment. You um you may find yourself, especially if you move, when you move into your own space, you may find yourself doing a number of things. Cleaning. When I say cleaning, I'm talking about like deep cleaning, cleaning, organizing, putting things in the way that you want them to be systematically for you to for it to be easier for you to navigate around. Okay. Sweeping. You probably do a lot of sweeping. Wiping down walls and stuff, washing, just cleaning, again, that's a way to just gain control over your environment, because the environment that you may have been in with with the narcissist. And what I found is that there's like different spectrums. You have some narcissists that may have been like, think of Sleeping with the Enemy. If you haven't seen that movie, find it. You may be able to find it on YouTube or something where you could watch it for free. Sleeping with the Enemy is an old movie, um, with Julia Roberts, and she was married to this man. You can tell he was wealthy. He was wealthy, had a whole lot of money, so of course she wasn't paying no bills and stuff like that. And uh, beach house, it just look all perfect and beautiful or whatever, and she's going out to they're going out to these lavish dinners with their wealthy friends and all of this stuff. And then, they get home and she probably did the slightest thing and he started beating her, slapping her. She went to the grocery store and she brought the food home, and she has the cans organized in the cabinet. And if it wasn't all facing forward the right way like he liked it, she could get beat. you know so she finally ended up escaping and getting away and moving, somewhere else. And it was one part of the scene where she was you know just going about doing things in the house, but she was so used to or trained to have the home in a certain way where she's putting you see her putting the cans up, and she's organizing them and facing them frontward. And then she thought about it like, it's kind of like, this is my damn house. And so she just knocked the can over. So on one end, when you're in an environment and the narcissist was like that, you might not clean. You might have it dirty. You might just, like, hey, I'm gonna kick my shoes off in front of the door and I'm gonna have them there, or I'm not gonna take them off at all. Because, maybe in their experience with the narcissist, they was a sticker about take your shoes off at the door, and all of this stuff. And they might just have stuff everywhere. And then on the other end, if if you were living in an environment with the narcissist and they were not clean, right? They were not clean. They were not tidy. They were hoarders. They just had stuff everywhere. It was chaotic. I even, some clients that I've coached where, in their experience, they had all kinds of different bugs and stuff around. And so when they got into their own environment, they wanted to clean. They wanted to clean. They wanted to keep it clean. They wanted to have their environments organized. And so I see these two different spectrums where with both, it's like, let's bring it to a happy medium. All right. Where you don't want to, just because everything had to be so like tidy, because the narcissist that they experienced most likely had like OCD, or just obsessive, right? As well. So you don't want your environment to just be chaotic because you came from this strict environment. And you also don't want it to be to where, everything has to be like this and like this and like this and like that, to where you're obsessive, to where you just don't have your living environment to be livable, right? So, like, say for instance, just sharing a little bit about myself. Like in my formative years, I grew up in a normal environment, normal household, right? Like we had chores that we had to do. It was only one room that it was like, don't go in the living room. Okay, living room was for holidays and stuff like that. Don't go in there. But the rest of the house, we could freely go in and go around, and we just did our chores and went on about our business. But no big deal. It wasn't top of the line organized, but it wasn't messy and all over the place. It was just a normal living environment, right? And so then when I moved into a different environment, it was because we were always moving. It was like it was literally like that. Because we were always moving, it was like we never settled in. It always looked like packed, like we were about to move again. And I was always feeling like, well, why don't we just unpack stuff, put them in the drawers? Like the normal environment that I just came from. And so, that. So when I got out of that environment, when I moved into my own place as a teen, I moved out at 19 years old. In my environment, I just made it like the normal environment that I was used to being in. Whatever I had, I just made it livable for me, right? Um, and that was that. And so experiencing the situation again when I moved into the space that I'm in now, um, I found myself doing a lot of cleaning and organizing and stuff, because it was pretty much like PTSD from some things that transpired in that environment. And it's like, well, I found myself doing a lot of cleaning and stuff, but it was a normal, natural response, coming from the environment, and just wanting to make sure, make sure that the environment that you're in is safe, um, it's clean, it's organized, it feels comfortable for you. And then also you'll find yourself nurturing yourself more, like with cooking. Okay, cooking, that's a healing response too. All right, you're finding yourself cooking more, you're cooking nutritious meals for yourself because you're nurturing yourself, right? So everything that you have that you attempted to give to, you know the narcissist, or in that environment again, whether it was work, family, or whatever, you take all of that and you bring it right back to yourself, because that is part of your healing. All right. So see you in the next video, where we will talk about rumination. All right. Have a good one. Peace.